Hola, hola a todos. Hello everyone. 大家好. Selamat datang. Kabar baik? Welcome to part 2, day 6 of the emotions chapter. Today we will continue on empathic skills part 2 with the past post we shared about 2 different empathic skills. One is the grounding and the other one is the boundary, defining boundary. So this, we will share the remaining 3 skills, which are based on the book, The Language of Emotions by Karen McLaren. And we want to look at how can we practice, what can we use. These are the tools for us to embrace our emotions, to navigate our emotions, let it flow through us, and be done with it. Because we're human after all. All right, so let's look at the third skills. The third skills Karen mentioned is burning contracts. We'll go through the next. So what do you mean by burning contracts? Literally gonna burn something? And important to note that all these skills required imaginations, logical reasoning, as well as emotions, as we set intention for us to embrace, for them to let go. Okay, so let's start. We start with burning contracts. Okay, burning contracts is where we literally burned our behavioral contracts that we have with certain emotions, with certain situations, with attitudes, with behaviors that we have, so that we can recognize our behavior and allow the emotions to flow. Just let go into it. I'm just going to explain how the exercise is so that when we practice later, it will be clearer and easier to go into. How do we burn our contract? How do we exercise? How do we practice this? Once we have focused on our groundwork, once we have created our boundary, illuminate with light and warmth, now we imagined this there's an unrolling large piece of blank parchment paper in front of you. How does it draw? Like, so I'm just gonna draw it like this. Okay, so you are rolling out this parchment of paper in front of you. Okay, this is a scroll of paper. So just right in front of you, this is how it looks like for me. It was rolling, okay? Then you unroll it in front of you, and this brings the feeling of calmness. And now we insert a gentle color in it, not too bright, just gentle color, any color that you feels like. And when you put color on it, this parchment absorbed whatever feelings that you place on it. Okay, so now we will be placing this parchment within our boundary. Remember the oval boundary, the eggshell protection that we create for ourselves. We will put this within our boundary. Okay, and when this parchment is in front of you, what we will do is we will project, we will express, speak, write everything, whatever you think, how you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to feel, anything or whatever that you are currently facing or having difficulty with, either your career, relationship, spiritual matter, put it all into this parchment in front of you, okay? Imagine with a color and absorb whatever that you put in it. Now, with all these ideas and attitudes and behaviors that is here in front of you, you see them separately from yourself. And this is the point of this doing, because we get to see what is separate from us, what is the ideas, the personalities, the habits. Then you started to see yourself as an individual who can behave, think, act in a certain ways, and you can behave totally different from all this that you have laid out. I hope you get what it means. So it means like whatever we have, just imagine we're a computer and we lay out all our software, internal software, programmings onto this parchment. And what's left? So there might be emotions arises after we have releases all this to the parchment. Okay, and just bring the emotion come forward, because we allow the emotions when we clear things off. The emotions are allowed to come out. All these entrapped ideas are allowed to release. And what we do, we welcome the emotions to come out. And we're moving all these habits that we might have shoved into our shadow side, into the hidden side. It's coming out into our conscious control. And we're allowing them to come out. Okay. And when this parchment is full, put it aside and create a new parchment and just put it in until the situation where you feel that, okay, this is good enough, until you're running out of words, running out of ideas. And what you do now, with a sense of completion at that moment of time, you do is you roll this parchment. Roll it. Imagine you're rolling it. You can use your hand movements to help it. Everything tightly, roll it as tight as possible, and then until all this content, the materials inside cannot be heard, cannot be seen. And if you want to tie something, your cord with it, if it feels right, just tie it. And imagine tossing it. Imagine tossing it out of your boundary. Now the way you toss it away from you, okay? Toss it, just toss it. And then when it lands out of your boundary, what happened is you imagined burning it with whatever emotional energy that you feel like. You can choose to blast it with anger. You can choose to strike it with fear. You can choose to engulf it from there, engulf it with sadness. You can choose to use depressive energy to create a funeral for it. It's up to you because it's all yours. So when a contract is burned in its own way to the dust, to the last spark of molecules of atoms, you can redirect your focus back to yourself, to ground yourself, and then brighten up your personal boundary again. Okay, we will do this next at the end together. So that's for burning contracts. So I find it quite liberating when I know that we're making space. I love that. Okay, so the fourth skill is called conscious complaining. This is the fun part for me because I don't allow myself to complain, or maybe I do it unconsciously, but consciously I don't complain. So when the word conscious is added to the word complain, everything becomes lighter and fun. This is a matter of perception anyway. Okay, so how Karen mentioned is most of us do not are actually put complaining as a very not so good behavior. So when people complain, there will be judgment and there will be certain types of labels to people. And yeah, but a complaint is a good way where we are letting things out from us, letting us know that where is the problem, where to look at, and allowing it to let it out, and then it will we will deal with that problem, and so it restores our flow. Okay, instead of repressing it, instead of keeping it within, we are allowing it to surface. So we are giving the voice, a strong voice to our struggles. Like how many people, a lot of us, are not comfortable in being in our own skin because of a lot of things that are within us. So a lot of us tend not to allow other people to be comfortable in theirs, to express their emotions, to just uh, do things out of that is not light. Get what I mean? Yeah, so people will tend to stop us, like, don't cry, don't whine, don't be angry. So we want to see the life in a lighter mode. So it's a form of repression when we don't allow such emotions to surface, right? And there's always so many ways to do it. So now, um, when we restore our energy by allowing it to come to the surface, what we do is we're telling the truth. Where it's a healing practice. And because the exercise is done alone, it's a solitary exercise practice. So it is a form of healing without hurting another. Yeah. And without rumination, the same thoughts, the same emotions coming back again. So we get to move on. And how she put it in terms of compare it with positive affirmations is that uh, positive affirmations reaffirms what is positive. It works when someone or when one is feeling positive. So it reaffirms that positive statements. We are resonate with the positive statements. But when one is not feeling it, it's not feeling positive, it's a lot of emotions that's holding within. When that person resound or reaffirm with positive statements, it is like you're telling yourself how to feel instead of feeling your feeling. So there will be conflicting emotions, like I'm not happy, but the positive emotion says that I'm joy, I'm love, but I'm not happy. When we have such conflicting emotions within, what we do is we're setting a war within us. So conscious complaining does the opposite. I mean, not exactly the opposite, but it doesn't sugarcoat anything. It tells the truth. Whatever that you need to know, whatever you need to face, it is just is. Okay, so some of the exercise that we can do is quite easy. Uh, you can just start by telling yourself, I am complaining right now. I want to complain right now. And choose something that you want to complain with. You can choose either to the board, to the mirror, to the sky, to the wall, to your tumbler, to a plant, to a tree, to the birds, to the earth, your God. Choose one and can even create a shrine for yourself with pictures of grumpy cats, barking dogs, and anything that suits your own nature. All right, and then what once you have that, you have your site ready. Now just let yourself go and just voice out all your uh, feelings of tension, how unfair you felt, how whatever judgment, nasty things, sarcastic thing, hopelessness, the whatever perceived failures or struggles, to just allow yourself to whine and swear with your frustrations, everything that you feel yourself being stupid, impossible, anything. Just go as long as you want as the situation. And when you feel complete, you give thanks for the items or the beings or the issues or the icon that you are whining at. And you end the session by bowing, just and then shaking it off just to make it fun. It's good to shake it off because all the tensions and just allow the energy to move. Yeah. So that's the importance of conscious complaining. And I really love it after I've tried it because things works after that. You know, synchronicity. And the next day I did it. You know what happened? My friend actually said the same thing as I was complaining to myself the day before. And the next day, my friend was like, oh, la 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 la. She's like, oh, la 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 la. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Because this is what I did to myself, and it happened again from the other person. And it moves after that, so it doesn't stay stagnant. So that's sort of a positive thing if you want to look at that. All right, this is an easier and simple practice, simple skills, which is called rejuvenating yourself, the fifth skill, a final skill to help us to refresh ourselves at the end when we have done all the grounding, the boundary, burning contracts, and conscious complaining. We will end with rejuvenating with self. You can do this separately or you want to combine, it's up to you. So how do you do this? Okay, the same. You center yourself, you ground yourself, and you start to imagine your boundary is filled with light around you. And then you start in your personal space, you start to imagine your favorite place around the world, anywhere in the world, favorite time of day. You feel yourself either your choice, mountain, island, and then you start to smell and feel the scenery in a relaxing manner. Okay, as you breathe in the natural sensation around you into your body, and just imagine you're in this favorite place of yours, feeling right, and uh yeah, breathing throughout your whole body and feel yourself with these sensations. Okay, at the end, you'll feel softened, you'll feel relaxed, and you can stay as long as you want. When you feel complete, you bend over, you touch the floor with your hands, and let your head hang down. It's just a form of circulation and relax. And done. Now you can bring your awareness to wherever you go with this. Just where pick a beautiful spot that you love to be. Can be here as well. All right, so the thing to be reminded, important points, is to be consciously aware wherever we are, wherever we go. So just keep asking ourselves, are we connected? Are we grounded to the earth? Or do we lose connection? And when we consciously or unconsciously being in a state, say for example, especially when we are surfing the net or we're watching the television, you can ask yourself, am I falling out of conscious? Am I into an addictive cycle? And is there any emotions that I need to embrace, I need to feel? You start to remember and remind yourself your priorities in life, and you will know then how to act and how to place all these activities and set all these activities. Yeah. So as we change, as we are shifting, just be patient, because when what change requires is patience. But knowing that you are completely in charge of this process, because it's you. You are the one who make decision, and you're the one who reclaim your power, and you're the one who's gonna make this change if you want. And she mentioned how important is it to honor both the change and the stasis, because sometimes it's like the uncertainty and the certainty. We embrace both sides of them. Life is needed that way. We need certainty and uncertainty. We need change. We need static in life. Yeah. And so remember, our goal is wholeness. It's not perfection. And may you enjoy this process of the emotion. Okay. With this skill, I believe I can embrace. Starting to create a new cycle. Started to how do I say? Started to feel all these emotions because of this skills. So I'm grateful for Karen McLaren to share her practice, and let's practice together. Okay. Now, as you get comfortable, with your sitting position, gentle massage, gentle stretch. And slowly closing your eyes. Welcome to the practice on the 3 empathic skills on emotions. First, we will start with burning context to conscious complaining and to rejuvenate ourselves at the end. So as you relax yourself, sitting comfortably, breathing in deeply into the belly, and exhale, relax the body as you breathe out. Now let's breathe in and ground ourselves as we breathe into our belly, filling up our belly with light and warmth. And as you exhale, breathing down to the earth, connecting to the core of the earth from your feet and your root chakra, releasing all the tensions you have back to the earth with love. Again, breathing in, filling up the belly with love, light and warmth. Filling up every part of your body with light and warmth, and exhale, release it back to the earth, to the core of the earth, down, down, down. Now, as you are grounded and connected to the earth, you create the boundary, your personal boundary around us with the arm's length at your side and the top of you and below you, creating a bubble, an oval shape. With this bubble in around you, as you breathe in light. Choose a bright color to breathe in and fill up this color around your personal space, around in this bubble, filling up with bright color. And exhale, relax. As you have centered yourself, now imagine there's this blank parchment paper in front of you, rolling in front of you, and put a gentle color on this parchment as it absorbs everything that you put onto it. About how you should behave, what you should think, and all the emotions that is holding you, the strong emotions that are within you, project it onto the parchment, filling up the parchment with words, with sounds, with image, with emotions. As you fill up and project and express to the parchment in front of you, the parchment absorbs whatever that you put onto it. And keep breathing in deeply into the belly as you release all your projections, your emotions, your tensions. And when you are done, you can roll up this parchment. Just imagine you are rolling this parchment and close it as tightly as possible so that the contents it is not seen and not heard. As you keep rolling and tying it, when you are ready, you can toss this parchment away from you, out of the boundary, out of this personal space. Just imagine. And when it lands on the ground, just imagine there's a burning fire on this parchment, and you can use any kind of emotions to burn this attachment, this raw attachment. Pick an emotions that resonates with you to burn it. You can burn it with anger, you can burn it with fear, you can burn it with sadness or depressive emotions. As you see it burning, slowly burning to the bits of the ground, and then it disappears to dust. And now redirect your focus to yourself, to the grounding on the earth, to your personal space. As you breathe in deeply into the belly, filling up yourself with light and warmth, filling up your whole body with light and warmth. And exhale, release everything back to the core of the earth. And being aware of your personal space as you breathe in the light into the personal space. As you exhale, you release and exhale down to the core of the earth. Now, in this personal space, just imagine a scenery that you would love to be in. Your favorite part of the world in the favorite time of the day. Imagine you're being in this space, listening to the sound around you, feeling the breeze and the warmth or the cold around you. Breathing in this peace and serenity within, around you, into the body. And exhale to relax the body. Now you may breathe in deeply into all parts of your body with such lightness and gentleness, being in your favorite space. And exhale, relax. And be aware if there is any emotions that arises within you that you need to pay attention to. Just feel it. Breathing in deeply into the body, every part of your cells. Filling up yourself. And exhale, relax and release. Slowly returning your attention back to your body, back to here and now. And slowly opening your eyes as you gently massage your body. And having this awareness that You have your personal boundary around you, and you're connected to the earth, to the core of the earth wherever you go. And set this intention where you allow yourself to consciously complain whenever it's needed. If you feel like it, you may put a smile on your face and welcoming back yourself to this moment. Thank you for being here with me, and may you enjoy the process of feeling the emotions and embracing the emotions when it arises. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.